Hey everybody, welcome back to the Cigar Reviews. Today, we're gonna look at this badass triple barrel aged. Let's check it out, shall we? So listen, I bet most of you have never heard of this. And the reason I know that most of you probably have not heard about this absolutely fantastic beauty of a cigar is because my dear friend handmade this himself. Let's see what it's got. I have to admit, this is not the first time that I have partook in this particular amazing cigar. And I had to share this with you. So let me give you a little backstory here. I'm going to his website, which is badashtobacco.com, and hand-rolled craft cigars coming to you from the Midwest. He has a whole portfolio of different cigars. Nicaraguan Shade, Habano, CQ Maduro. He's got a box press. He's got Maduros. He's got a ton of stuff. So listen, I have known him years, 30 something. You can find him on Facebook. Have you been to Facebook? Facebook at Badass Cigar Company. Got about 1,000 followers. And we're going to be looking at this beautiful triple barrel aged cigar. So he makes his own boxes and everything. The guy is ridiculous. And let me read you this post because it's cool. I'm excited. Multiple boxes delivered to Arrowhead before the Chiefs headed south to New Orleans. Celebrate the upcoming victory on Sunday as the Chiefs are with the triple barrel aged three-peat, aged in 3 separate whiskey barrels since last summer, including a Blue Note bourbon barrel, a Red Line Whiskey Company barrel, and a Parkway Distillery barrel to create complex, flavorful cigar. Smoke what the Chiefs are going to celebrate with, if you can find it. Ask for it by name at your local lounge or cigar sales location. So, hey, that's awesome, I think. I'm super excited for my friend Devin. And he has, I wonder if it says when this page started. I want to say he has been doing this probably at least 5 years. Creation date, February 21st, 2020. Man, I was pretty freaking dead on that one, wasn't I? And as far as I know, he's rolled every single cigar he's ever sold, which is a ton of cigars. And listen, I love artisan journeys. I love someone that is so passionate about what they do. They do everything themselves. Is that sustainable long term? Probably not. But good for him if it becomes unsustainable. He is a full-time ER nurse, has been for 20 some years. Great guy. been a great friend, very nerdy like me, he roasts his own coffee like I do. He's been very into wine. Him and I almost opened a business together many eons ago. But I just had to get on here and shout him out before he blows up, because I feel like he's about to blow up. And listen, is every cigar he makes fantastic? I wouldn't go that far, but I love the guy. And he is very supportive of my business. And he'd probably say, is everything I do perfect? No, it's not. But some of these cigars are great. This is a Cameroon. I smoked probably 10 boxes of these. I just went on a kick. I really liked what he did here. And I just kept going back to it. But I believe this has to be a box press. But it is constructed better than most any box press. It's done so well. And I can't imagine how hard it is to hand roll everything. So hats off to Devin Ashley. I would try to find him on Instagram, try to find him on Facebook. I really think he's somebody that, if you're serious about a good cigar, you should be supporting, because he does really care. On his days off, he's got a family, he's got multiple children, and he beats the streets, and he's at cigar lounges all over the Midwest, and they are buying his product left and right. And when I went to get these, I bought the last 3, so I know they're very popular. This cedar humidor is gonna wreck my nose. I'm allergic to everything. He does a lot of old school things that not a lot of other people do. Like, if you notice, just this simple, oh, come on. It's dimpled right there. Totally old school. He has made Cameroons with a foot on them. If you don't know, a foot is where the top tobacco folds over. And you wouldn't think that's going to make a big difference. But it does. Just having that foot over the top, instead of when you first light it, you're getting mostly all filler. When there's a foot on it, you're drawing that through. It is just so much wrapper flavor, because obviously the wrapper is kind of your piece de resistance on your cigar. So to have that wrapper be so integral in that first puff is pretty special. I can't remember anybody else that does that. He does a lot of very interesting stuff. And I don't know if you can get it online. I really don't. Maybe you can buy from him direct. He's got a beautiful humidor at his house, where he keeps all his inventory. But I think especially these were very, very good. I don't do a lot of barrel aged. It's usually not something I'm stoked about. So he gave me one last week or the week before. It sat around for a few days. I thought, you know what, I want to give that a try. And it was so good. It was so good. It really surprised me. because I don't like barrel-aged cigars, and I was loving it. This is actually a much bigger format than what he gave me. This is a large cigar. It's probably a 60. I'm going to try. It's set at the humidor, but it's big. Five by 60, probably. But I mean, who is constructing like this in America? What cigar manufacturer owner makes all the freaking cigars themselves? And look, it's nice. I mean, that is craftsmanship. He used to go around to humidors, to cigar shops, and set up, demonstrations of him rolling the cigars. He'd roll you a fresh cigar. I mean, incredible. Very, very passionate guy. One of the most passionate guys I know, to be honest with you. When he gets on something, when he gets down that rabbit hole, man, he goes all the way down. And that's kind of how I am. We share a lot of interests. So I'm so excited for him. They are freaking blowing up with the Chiefs have their cigars and stuff. So cool. Just wanted to get on here and show you this amazing cigar. 3 different bourbon barrels for a year. That's commitment, man. That's awesome. And it is so good. It's so good. It's so balanced, smooth, balanced. I actually really enjoy the taste of the whiskeys. Bourbon, sorry. Normally, I don't like the flavored bourbon cigars. I think Cohiba has one with Weller. And I just don't get into it. I don't know. And I'm going to try more now. I did pick one up tonight that I have not heard of, because I wanted something to compare this to. And this is seasoned with Maker's Mark. There's only 650 been made in glass. Ted's Cigar Bourbon Cigar 6 by 50. So I think this was $15. Oh, did I tell you how much these cost? Did I tell you how much this cost? So hand rolled. Are you ready? Are you ready for this? Hand rolled. Hand rolled, like, it's got to be a 5 by 60. Huge. Hand rolled. Did I say hand rolled? Okay. By the owner. Beautifully constructed. Then put in 3 different bourbon barrels for a year. You ready? $10.99 I paid for this. Retail. What? That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. He's selling them way too cheap. And I hope there's a day where he's selling them for double that, because the amount of care, time, expense that has went into this by him personally is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. $10. Come on. And it's so good. It's so good. I love this cigar. I really do. I got on the other day and I had his first cigar. Now, let me tell you, I like it a little bit smaller format. I think the last one he gave me was like a 4, probably 4 by 52. And it was more satiated, even more bourbon flavor. This is great, but that was like really, you could really tell. And it just went so perfectly together. Where the cigar kind of came up here, the bourbon came up this way, and they met perfectly. And it was fabulous. It's so good. It's so good. The more you get into it, as it starts to heat up, the alcohol really expresses the flavor in such a different way, because it's literally, I would say, vaporizing through the heat exchange. And it's so good. It's so good. I mean, I truly love this cigar. And I never thought I would. He said, hey, I got some triple bourbon barrel aged cigars. And I thought, not really in my wheelhouse. I normally don't like anything with any added flavor. I want to taste the tobacco. That's all I want. And I was wrong. I was so wrong about this. Guys, I just want to sit back a little bit tonight, but I'm bringing you in, okay? I'm not going to leave you over there. We're together on this. As you can probably tell, I'm just so ecstatic today. Ever since I heard there's another humidor in town, I've just been so happy. I am just acting a complete fool, and I'm here for it because, man, it's been tough up here. It's not fun driving 2 hours and 30 minutes round trip to get to a humidor to, I hate to say this, overpay for cigars. So literally I just buy tons of boxes of cigars to try them out. And man, you know how it is. Sometimes you're like, that's just not really for me. So to have a local resource is just so exhilarating. They had great stuff in there. I posted a short about it. You should check it out. It's a nice humidor. Very, very cedary, but very nice. It's sweet. It's fruity. Not in a fruity pebble way, okay? It's fruity, as in kind of like an old fashioned is fruity. There is a touch of that orange citrus note. You know, when you I don't know if you've made an old fashioned, but if you've made an old fashioned, you take that little piece of rind and you compress it, often with a lighter, and it's so similar, lighter orange, and it vaporizes. A lot of times you get a nice flame from that orange. And with that whiskey, bourbon, in this case, it is, especially when you muddle in some bitters and some really good cubed sugar, good cane sugar, it is like so similar to a lot of the notes in here, even with the bitters. And this humidor is so new. the cedar interior is very, very strong. So that is also imparted in here. And it just adds a dimension of leveling. And guys, you do need to know this. Wherever you store your cigars, it will impart the flavor of the storage vessel. So even if you're keeping multiple cigars together, unwrapped, if you have like one flavored cigar in there and you have a great Oliva or something, you're asking for trouble, okay? So these little plastic bags with the Bovita packs, if you smoke flavored cigars, I'm not here to judge you. I'm not here to judge you at all. They're not for me. Maybe they're for you. Put it in a bag. Don't put it near your other cigars. Don't ever do that. I accidentally bought a flavored cigar, and I have to keep it in this drawer because it's disgusting. And I'm going to go give all my flavored cigars to the guy that works at the humidor. Because he gave me this sick Mike Tyson box. B, because I'm never going to smoke them. And C, because they're just taking up space here. So, back to this cigar. Listen, it is perfectly balanced. And yes, I don't have a lot of experience with barrel-aged cigars. I just don't. I'm not going to pretend I do. Just not something I've ever been interested in. Is it now? Yes, it is. Why? Because he gave me this amazing cigar. And in my eyes, he's done such a good job with it because, like I said, where the tobacco comes, the bourbon meets. And it is just a perfect curvature for flavor. So your flavor goes up and it perfectly lines up with the flavor of the bourbon and comes back down on the bourbon side. And that is very impressive to me. It's like when you have an excellently blended cigar and your front notes meet perfectly with those back notes. And it's very hard to do. Often, 9 times out of 10, you're going this way with your front notes, and then it just falls off into bitterness. That is very, very, very typical of what happens. And then you're just bitter aftertaste at the end. This is like a great tobacco at the front end, and then a beautiful sweet. Old-fashioned-y, alcoholic. You know when you take a drink of that bourbon and you get it up front, but there's that middle section that's very kind of alcoholic, almost aerosol-like, like a hairspray. You know, like I don't want to say it in an off-putting way, but it's that menacing, chemically, but almost smells good. That's how that alcohol burns off on that 75% through that draw, and it is hit right at the end of that with the sweetness, and it is so good. It is so good. And this one just constantly has an undertone of cedar just from its environment, even though it was in a wrapper. Now, what will be interesting is, I don't want to show you what this is, because I love this cigar. I absolutely love this cigar. But this had no wrapper. Unwrapped at the humidor. I'm very familiar with that cigar. I'm just going to tell you, it's always been my favorite cigar. Cigar International had a Christmas sale. And I think it was like 50% off sale. And I literally bought 10 boxes of that because I love it. And they were gone very quickly. So I'm very familiar with the cigar. I want to see what happens with it being bare, naked, if you will, in that super fragrant humidor. And I've also tried that cigar at my other local humidor, where their humidification tools seem to be very moldy, old, and gross. And that ruined it. It ruined the dang cigar for me. It was way too wet. Another thing about this humidor, spot on humidification. Really well done. Anyway, I just keep going off on this here because I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I wanted to listen, I want to take a minute and thank you guys because these comments you guys are making are incredible. They are so nice. I love hearing about everything you guys are into. And you're really adding great tips, tricks, feedback to the channel. It really is exciting to me. Every time I get a comment from you guys, I get excited. I think I've answered every comment ever because it's awesome to me. And I wanted to show you something real quick. One of our subscribers actually made his own humidor, and he was kind enough to send me a picture, and I wanted to share that with you. And it's not going to be awesome because I have to do it on the screen, but I mean, the dude made this. And he said he set them down at the cigar aficionado desk because he was going to make them for a living like 20 years ago. I mean, gosh dang, man. Just the community of people on here means the world to me. And I thank you guys for watching so much. This is getting to be a long episode, and I'm sorry. I am in rare form tonight, and I apologize. But I'm not gonna act unexcited about things when I am. So, like I said, I just smoked one of these 4 or 5 days ago, and it was so good. I literally had to go out and get more of them. I had to. Very limited production of these. So I know how it's going to turn out. It only gets better. Seriously, it only gets better as I go farther through it. The flavors just get more and more intensified, and it's so good. It is so good. Like I said, if you guys want, let me find his Instagram. It would mean the world to me if you would check out his Instagram. Bad Ash Tobacco. I don't know much about Instagram. I'm sorry. But I think that's how you find it. I'm so old. But yeah, follow along there. Maybe send him a message if you want to try any of the cigars. Like I said, I cannot freaking believe $10.99 for a barrel-aged cigar in 3 barrels for a year, when the Cohiba Weller is like $50 or some asinine price. I don't know. I will go buy one at some point just for you. but I bet this is better. I'm calling it now. I bet this is better. I can feel the love, man. I really can. And there's something amazing about partaking in a product that someone poured their heart into. It is truly a pleasure to get to hold a piece of someone's life that they poured out just to serve other people. I don't even know if he makes any money doing this. He just loves doing it. And that's what inspires me. It's a beautiful thing, man. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this episode of the Cigar Reviews. If you liked it, please hit that like button. Please subscribe. Turn the notification bell on. You don't want to miss any of this. We're just getting to the good stuff. We're only going up from here. Have a great day from the Cigar Reviews. Ciao.